Feeding time this morning. Now, it should have been feeding time yesterday evening. I normally feed in the evening, so the nocturnal ones are in feeding mode. The food wasn't thawed out in time, so I'm going to feed some this morning, show you what eats what, or some of the things they're eating today. Bit of variety. Bear in mind, it's all frozen food that's been thawed out. Your morals and ethics are your morals and ethics. Personally, I don't feed snakes any live food. There's no need to. Even some tricky wild caught animals in the past, I've always got feeding without using live food. But for people that import or have a lot of wild caught rarities and unusual animals, live feeding is often the way to go for them because it's quicker and easier. But when you've just got one or two animals, you really don't need to. It's incredibly rare that you would have to feed live food. And certainly when you don't have to, with most captive bred snakes you're buying, there is no point. Now, I'm a hunter, so we've all got our own morals. Feeding snakes live animals, I find it very distasteful. And when I see it being shown on YouTube videos, I find it absolutely disgusting. Here in the UK, we're not allowed to feed them and show it being fed. If you come to the Falconry Centre, you can't see me feeding a snake on a show, a live animal. That's actually illegal in the UK. Rightly so, because there's no need for it. In many cases, it could cause harm to your snake. And think about, why are you feeding them? Very strange, but there you go. They're your morals, not mine. But let's have a look at what they're going to get for their lunch. Breakfast. So we've got a couple of young rabbits from a pest control operation of a friend. We've got a rat sneaking under there. And we've got loads of day-old cockerels. When I tell people that come and watch, say, my eagle fly at the weekend or something like that, a bald eagle, I do feed him some of these often, and I tell people about them, and it's surprising that most of the general public have no concept of why these are here. So those of you that don't know, well, these are all boy chickens. Boy chickens don't get eaten by humans, or occasionally people do eat a cockerel, but everything you eat that's made of chicken is made from a girl chicken, more or less. All the eggs you eat come from girl chickens, the females. Millions of boys hatch. 50% of the hatchery hatch boys, don't they? 50% of what hatches is a male. By the laws of averages, 50% of females. The males have no commercial value. They've got no value to you as a human. So they're gassed at within 24 hours. So they're 1 day old cockerels. That's why they're a cheap foodstuff. Whereas things like rats or mice are way more expensive because they're farmed for the purpose. These guys, human waste product. Millions and millions around the world every day are gassed because of us humans and our eating habits. First up, male falsie. Frankie. Didn't even see him move. Get in there. Hungrier than I thought. Get in there. Wow, that was what you called lightning fast but typical falsie food response. 0 to hero in an instant. Now, she ate one of these last week, and yet she's still behaving like she's not sure. Interesting. So these are given to me by a pest controller, these little rabbits, bless them. And although she has rabbit legs, last week was the first time she actually ate one of these little rabbits. Look at that, she's not sure. She was like this last week, but then she ate it. So I thought this week she's going to smash it. We'll come back and see. Now, as you can imagine, we're probably not going to get that lackadaisical response from a reticulated python, of course not. Very rare would one of these guys be slow on the uptake. Wow. So these actually all got fed similar food last week. This is 50% super dwarf. It's still growing, but another good feed this week, and then she's not going to get fed now for a few weeks, I guess, really. False water cobra though, being fed well because she's recently laid a clutch of eggs, so we're putting that weight back onto her. That'll be gone quicker than the other one, I think. So Eastern Indigo snake is pretty tap trained actually, but I'm now a hand shot. I'll try it. I normally tap on the glass. Here he comes. I normally tap on the glass and he knows it's feeding time. Very much like the false water cobra. Crebos, when they're hungry, move fast and they smash into the food. I don't know if he's going to let us. Have a look at him. Let's have a look at you. You're really going to eat that sideways? He sure has grown. Nice and chunky. Of course, at this stage, that's just all going to go into growing bigger. So I'll leave him another one. We'll soon be doing another catch-up video on this guy. His enclosure's certainly maturing out. Or escaping. But getting out, his enclosure's escaping everywhere. Oh my goodness. She decided to start eating. Really? That's never going down. Never. Not by the back legs. You need to sort your life out. You crazy animal. Someone's noticed the activity or the smell out here. So this is the pair of Coyote locality super dwarfs. Well, dwarfs, I guess. Oh, retics never disappoint. Pop him up there. And a bunch of chicky wicks today. Oh, minging. Sit in your water bowl and make a mess. Wow, lightning. So again, little smorgasbord of small things, but this will be a big feed. These are not going to get fed now for a while after this feed. And when you cohab snakes, keep an eye at feeding time, just in case. Well, he looks happy. Retics sure do eat things quick. I just popped out for a second. Everyone's gobbling up their food quick, including I don't know if you can see. I don't know where it is. Oh no. Anyway, including the Ridley's Cave racer that we drop fed. He snuck out while I was gone and gobbled up his food. Let's give him one more. Wow, they're fast. Beautiful snake. Cave racers, blue beauties are my favourite, but I'm very much finding the Ridley eye. Oh, great. A beautiful snake indeed. Ah, a leaf eating creature. Now someone that is getting much bolder. Fatty! 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 Whoa. Much bolder is Fatty the Asian water monitor. So if you follow the channel, you'll know this guy is wild farm, as they call them. But it'll be an egg probably taken from the wild, and they hatch them and send them out. Not the way to get them. To get a true captive bred in the country of wherever you are, that's been handled from hatching, you get a very different animal. much less nervous. But with time and patience, these animals get bolder and bolder. And not just with time and patience, but with growth. Bigger animals become less fearful naturally than when they're babies. Everything wants to eat you if you're a baby monitor lizard, for sure. Probably half of the sort of parents in your area or the adult group where you live. So they do most of their poo in their water. And this guy, got a drainage system. And you can see already, I done a wee in there, look, it's a little bit cloudy. Nothing worse than seeing Asian water monitor videos on YouTube with a filthy bath. Now it's filthy the minute they do a poo, but you see some of those things and you think, yeah, I think you've been cleaning that out once a week. And not only would that absolutely stink out your reptile room, what's it going to drink if its water bowl, its bath, is absolutely full of poo? Come on, Fatty. 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 Fatty, come on. Whoa, missed it. Oh well. Turns out I'm a bit rubbish at these feeding videos. Even one more. We'll give her a 10 out of 10 for effort. Probably none out of 10 for getting a meal. Nothing for this one today. Chicks, he will eat a chick, but a bit pushing it. No mice on the menu today. Actually, I'll show you what I do when I'm introducing animals as they grow to chicks. I cut the chick off with a pair of scissors just above the hips, if that makes sense, because that's where they suddenly get an awful lot wider and bulkier. They're getting the goodness from the chest cavity, and they can swallow that animal if they're sort of a smaller snake or whatever. Look at that. Chicken tonight. Female black rat snake in here. Just going to leave her snack. We won't be feeding the female blue beauty, but I'm hoping this is her pre-lay shed, but we'll see. The male, however, we will. This is Malcolm. Malcolm's still in his overwintering rack system, which is no way to keep blue beauties if you want to really see their beauty, but of course he spends most of the year outside, and I've just been waiting for the nighttime temperatures to warm up, so he'll be going in a big outdoor enclosure in the next few days. Again, drop feeding a pile of food as well, so multiple small food items today. Now the Russian rat snake, for whatever reason, I don't think they're bred, and the male's gone outside now. I've given her the chance to see. They've had plenty of time together. He's gone outside now. I thought I'll let her shed her skin one more time and see if she produces eggs, but this year, typically, people want them. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to have any. Beautiful snakes. So in here is a couple of bull snakes. I've been holding back, but I'm probably, well, I'm not probably, these are available. It's a pair of bull snakes that I bred. They're the only bull snakes I have now. But yeah, as part of the reduction, these are on the list. I've reduced down now. Nothing else to get rid of. Does that make sense? Get rid of, that sounds harsh, doesn't it? I've reduced my collection of breeding animals down. And this pair of bull snakes, they're only youngsters, only small yearlings, but they're on the list. Oh, hello. took articles out, so there you go. Perfect example. This is where you have to intervene. Get off. When now my hand smells lemon chicken. There we go. We can maybe just separate them out a bit, won't it? So this is the thing when you're having snakes. Only on camera, of course. When you have snakes, it's feeding time. You have to referee. That's when you could end up with a snake swallowing another snake. Or a bit of light injury, but it's the worry of them actually swallowing each other that you have to avoid. They don't tend to let go, even if they've both got the same food item. Probably the oldest snake in my collection. She's probably 16 or 17 years old. It's the normal coloured Pueblo milk snake. Wait, eat dinner. And in here is one of her. No, actually, not one of her children. Not related. This one is from another female, from another pair. Which again is part of the slimming down. I sold the pair and just kept a couple back for babies to grow on. Pueblo milk snakes, brilliant. Northern blue tongue. He's only here really as part is. So a lot of the animals here are raptor exotics. They have a special place for various school topics and school education. If I didn't have to work, then my collection would slim down in certain ways. I'd just keep really animals that I'd be more, selective, less time involved, and just those special things. So for instance, the false water cobras, they'll be here until they die of old age, for sure. Eastern indigo snake, wanted one since a tiny boy at school. That would be here, whatever. Blue tongue skink, Slinky, I love him. But if it wasn't for work, he'd be something, if that makes sense, that I wouldn't keep. I've kept them. There you go. Really great characters. Love a blue tongue. So this is ludicrous. Like in, I think it was last week's video, a small rabbit is absolutely top end for what a falsie can get down its neck. Swallowing one backwards is ridiculous, and she is managing it. Look at that. She's all reticulated python today. Look at her go. Amazing. Again, we've looked up and one of the cockerels has gone in there. I don't know who's eating it. I think it was the male's been down, but now the female's there. Doesn't look like she's eaten the other one. But he was down there earlier, so I think he's had a snack. And now she's coming down for a drop fed feed. So really just a bit of an entertainment video, I guess. A little tour of the reptile room. By no means all the animals got fed today, because some of the things like the Amazon tree boas, God, it's early. The Amazon tree boas, they really don't seem to feed until after dark. They're much happier. You end up just poking and prodding them with food in the day. My ones anyway. They're only young. Maybe as they get older, they'll get greedier. So things like that haven't been fed. Some of the smaller stuff is another Pueblo milk snake that's too small to eat that food item today. So on and so forth. But a bit of entertainment. Going back to talking about the blue-tongued skink and, you know, oh, would he be here if I didn't employ him for work, if I didn't have my job, my business? Check out this other video at the end of this video to just give you some idea. Don't overburden yourself. It's really important. Your reptile care will suffer if you start over collecting and adding to a big collection. Don't overburden yourself. That video, as hopefully you'll enjoy, is about how can we make enclosures bigger and better, rather than just having more animals in the room we've got available. Bloody dog. Enjoy that video. Elsie, what are you doing?